Alright, here we are yet again. The fact that we've made it to part 4, well, that means in total, we've counted about 40 influencers when all is said and done here. So if that doesn't tell you something, not sure what it tells you, but it tells me something. I don't know, maybe people just like fame. I don't know, they lie for it. I couldn't tell you guys. It tells me something though, I don't know what. Regardless, here on InformOverload, we're back at it again with the spiciest series of all, with the spiciest host in the game, you already know. We're counting down the top 10 entitled influencers that lied and were caught in 4K part 4. If you guys want a part 5, you know you gotta smash that like button, and let's get into it. Starting things off at number 10, Tekashi69. I'm not sure how we got this far and didn't include Tekashi, who aside from a rapper, troll, and snitch, is definitely an influencer. When people talk about you as much as they've talked about this guy, you've reached influencer status. Either way, Tekashi obviously lied about his affiliations with certain people, completely flipping on them all when pursued in court. Granted, they did do things to him prior that I don't blame him necessarily for not respecting his former friends. That being said, as we know time and time again, Tekashi has found ways to trend and make headlines simply by doing dumb things, saying dumb things, or exposing people. However, while trying to act like he was out in the streets of Chicago while beefing with various Chicago rappers, it would turn out he actually had a whole crew and security team with him, literally just feet away, even though he was acting like he was out there all alone. Turns out he wasn't necessarily as bold as originally trying to let off to be. On to number 9, we got Lil Tay. You guys remember the youngest flexer of the century? Pepperidge Farms remembers. Although Lil Tay's Instagram and social media presence would go completely quiet until quite recently, which we'll get into in a little bit, it seemed she was really making a name for herself. Being seen with the likes of Jake Paul and Tekashi69, Lil Tay would soon be exposed after a leaked video in 2019 showed her brother, Jason Tian, directing her in what to say and do. That same year, it would be discovered that all the homes and cars that Lil Tay was flexing in were actually the property of Lil Tay's mother's clients. Her mother, Angela, would end up losing her real estate job because of this. However, Lil Tay, real name Claire Eileen Key Hope, has always maintained it's just been her. Now, bringing things up to date, as of the last week or so, a handful of Lil Tay's posts have been brought back on Instagram. Tons of more recent posts are now accusing Lil Tay's father, Chris Hope, and his wife of not only mistreating Lil Tay while she has been in their custody, but also stealing all of her money. The posts reference a GoFundMe set up by Tay's brother, which some people feel is a scam and others think is the real deal. As of this recording, it has raised just under $16,000 of the $150,000 goal. Now at number 8, we got Joey Salads. You guys may know him as Joseph Saladino if you live in New York, where he is trying to be a politician, specifically within the Republican Party. I shouldn't really say trying because he is one, but unfortunately, he hasn't seen much success, as he recently ran for New York's 11th congressional district, even though he has no political experience, and after raising about $66,000, he withdrew. Some think he did it just to grow his brand, you know, kind of like free publicity. Either way, prior to all this, back in 2016, Salads would post a video titled, I quote, "Trump car destroyed in black neighborhood social experiment." The video itself showed a car sitting in a parking lot with pro-Trump stickers and flags or signage all around it. After a few minutes of people walking by in the video, all black of course, pulling some of said promotional items off, a handful of black men begin bashing the car, destroying the windows, smashing the hood of the car. You guys get it. Joey ends the video saying that the black community is very violent toward Donald Trump and all of his supporters. It was really bad, and after receiving a ton of backlash and getting exposed, he would admit that he actually hired actors to smash up the car, which is pretty unbelievable. He would then remove the video and then repost it with fake video at the end of the title, letting everyone know that obviously it's a setup, not real, like he did before, and also claimed that he wanted to own up to his mistake and move on from it, which I think he's just an idiot. Number 7, we got the Kardashians. I don't even have one specific time where the Kardashians lied about something and then were caught. Like, there's so many that most recently, of course, there was a bikini photo of Khloe, or Kendall's little Instagram mishap, which appeared to be photoshopped, showing her wearing that very tiny red bikini. Of course, there have been plenty of photos of the Kardashians showing potential edits and photoshops in their pictures, but at the end of the day, they're kind of just paid to always look good, so I understand why they do what they do. Although I don't necessarily agree with it, there's a reason why the entire family has been so successful. There's obviously a market supporting what they do, is all I'm saying, guys. So I'm not saying don't support them, I'm just saying if you guys don't like it, don't support it. Otherwise, they're gonna just continue. Which, I mean, good for them, you know? If they can make money, let them monetize their brand, who cares? But like, all their pictures and videos, everything's been edited, let's be real. And they've been caught. Now on to 6, Sinead Claremont, one half of the Claremont twins. This one unfortunately doesn't end so well. Story here is Sinead was sentenced to a year in prison after she pled guilty to wire fraud. The charge stemmed from a night she went to see a friend for the night, we'll say, like a friend, James Alessi, who died the same evening. So what happened? Well, according to Sinead, the 42-year-old real estate broker invited her over to his apartment in Manhattan. However, Sinead left after a short little while because, as far as she was concerned, James was a drunken mess and she didn't want to deal with it. Before she left, however, Sinead did steal his debit card information information. Turns out Alessi was actually overdosing from a mix of booger sugar and other things, which I unfortunately can't say on here, but it starts with F and it rhymes with retinol, so I'm sure you guys can figure that one out. Alessi was found dead in his apartment the next day, to which Sinead had no idea. Over the course of a few months, she would go on to buy luxury items such as designer shoes and expensive flights to who knows where. It's believed she spent around $200,000 between her purchases and wiring herself some cash before actually getting caught and arrested. Halfway at 5, we got Dan Bilzerian. We've all heard the name, but only some know the story. Being left a large sum of money by his father, we're talking a trust fund, Bilzerian would eventually learn to love the game of poker, turning $750 into a couple of $100,000, or so the story goes. But it wouldn't be until taking his talents online that the brand would explode. Danny Boy here quickly rose to fame on Instagram, posting obnoxiously masculine photos of him, usually topless, with tons of barely dressed women holding guns with cigars in their mouths. It's like if you were to stereotypically think of like a bro, this is it. And to no surprise, people ate it up. After growing a massive following of tens of millions, it would soon be revealed he was renting his $65 million mansion and was in fact months behind on his rent. Oh boy. His poker playing ability also had been questioned, with many claiming he's not necessarily as good as he claims to be, and many just assuming he's lived off of his trust fund while playing into this whole facade and trying to build a brand off of it. Yikes. Now at number 4, we got Katie Sorensen. Oh boy, this is a rough one, folks. So Katie is a mommy influencer, which I guess is now a big thing nowadays. I really don't know. Either way, she went viral after sharing a story involving her children and an apparent attempt at taking them away from her. So long story short, she made a video claiming a couple behind her at a store made a comment about her children and at one point tried to grab her stroller. However, it would be later revealed, as per Katie's original statement to police, that she claimed a couple, I quote, made comments concerning the children's appearance as they walked behind her and followed her to the car, only leaving when they saw someone else nearby. The police then released a photo of the couple and made it clear before any charges would be laid, they would need to resolve inconsistencies between Katie's original statement to police and what she said after in her viral video. The couple immediately made contact with police denying the allegations, and as per police, I quote, to date the investigation has produced no evidence or witnesses corroborating the account provided by the reporting party. Evidence gathered has served to support the account provided by the couple from the store. Some felt Sorensen's claims were racially motivated, given that the couple was of Latino descent. An anonymous family member told BuzzFeed, I quote, somewhere in her mind, she sincerely misconstrued this brown couple innocently shopping at a craft store and discussing their own grandchildren as activity that was somehow threatening to her family. On to number 3, we got Natalia Taylor. Taylor kind of exposed herself, and although she lied, it appeared to be to prove a point. Posting photos to her Instagram with the marked location of Bali, it turns out Taylor was actually doing a photo shoot at a local IKEA, using their pre-made rooms and sets to fool her followers. Following the footsteps of Gabby Hanna, who faked a trip to Coachella on her Instagram, Taylor made a YouTube video explaining how everything went down. Although some of her followers realized something was up, as all of Taylor's photos in Bali appeared to be indoors, others were genuinely duped. So clearly her message was well received, as it just goes to show what you see online isn't always what you get. So don't be fooled, guys, I'm not actually this handsome, muscular, and funny in person. It's all an act. Fooled ya. At number 2, you got Daryl Aiden Yao, a prominent photographer in Singapore with over 100,000 followers on Instagram. Yao was exposed for trying to pass off some stock images as his own. Oh boy. Upon being exposed, he would delete some images and start to credit others that were previously posted. Part of his apology included, I quote, the outrage regarding how I have conducted myself is justified, and I accept full responsibility for my actions and all consequences that arise from those actions. I was wrong to have claimed that stock images and other people's work were my own. I was also wrong to have used false captions that misled my followers and those who viewed my images. Having marketed myself as a photographer, I fell far short of what was expected of me and disappointed those who believed or wanted to believe in me. For all of that, I apologize. He claimed to have paid for the stock images and given credit prior, but that was disputed among many in the community. Now at number 1, we got Kayla Massa. If you've never heard of this influencer, it's likely because she's been in jail for the last little while, or so I think, officially being charged on February 13th, 2020. Talk about a Valentine's Day present. I know it's the next day I'm saying, like knowing your anyways. Dating back to July of 2018, Kayla would be investigated and later charged with conspiracy to commit bank and wire fraud. To summarize, Kayla, who at one point had an Instagram account with over 330,000 followers, would scam her followers out of money, about $1.5 million. Kayla would post her wealth frequently to Instagram and every now and then would post opportunities for her followers to make money as well. She would sell this opportunity as totally legitimate and of course legal, but obviously it was the total opposite. Kayla would claim she needed the victims' bank cards and PIN numbers, but they could take all their money out to prove she wouldn't be stealing from them. She would then deposit fraudulent money orders into their accounts and withdraw the cash from ATMs before the bank or victim realized what had gone on. So when the money order was deemed fraudulent, those who gave Kayla their information would have the money deducted from their accounts, and when they tried to reach out to Kayla, well, they were blocked, unsurprisingly. Big scam, went on for a while, she got caught, boom, you got exposed. And there you guys have it for the top 10 entitled influencers that lied and were caught in 4K, part 4. Part 4, huh? Jeez. As always, let us know your thoughts down below. For now, let's do some comment replies from the video entitled Influencers That Lied and Were Caught in 4K Marathon. Marcelin Chan said, "Are they humans? Are they robots?" Quoting me, because that's what I said in the first one. I know what they are. They're something else. Yeah. They're, I don't know. I don't even have a joke set up for that one. They're attractive. A lot of them are very good looking. Sam Bach said, ha ha ha, when Jared corrects himself with a Sagittarius comment at 1410-ish, and then says, who cares? Haha, I mean, he's not wrong. Who gives a flying poop how it's pronounced? You know what he meant. Yeah, because I said Sagittarius, and then I was like, isn't it Sagittarius? And then I was like, who cares? Because really, that's not an excuse for anything. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I'm not racist, I'm just a Sagittarius. No, you're racist. Lunkus said, smashing like. Yeah, you better smash that like, boy. All right, guys, that's all for this one. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein. Obviously, they call me Pepper for a reason. Jared Pepper Bronstein, because I keep it spicy at all times. We'll see you guys soon.